It was my own reassurance bouncing round 100,000 times in my own ecosphere. If every time you speak you keep it off the record, consequently you can keep your record clear. And if you mute the speech that shakes your frail beliefs, you only seek to insulate your image and continue down the stream in the direction clout and credit steers. Directly from your mouth into am I the asshole Reddit's ears. Directly back into the greasy pockets of some Gates Foundation financiers. And then directly back into the frantic final thoughts of early trial Neuralink volunteers, staring at the numb and mumbling vacancies where recently had been their peers. Half of whom are glitching with the memory stuck on pause, and half have zero fucking clue just who they are or why they're here. It's been said that fear is all we have to fear, but that was back before the Bezos fear condenser came along, distilling concentrated fear that's diamond pure, crystal clear, oppressor strong, and woven into every single article you read and song they let you hear. And then Elon heard that Jeff enhanced our fears by 86%, and he said, hold my beer. And not a single sheep among the herd would turn their head or say a word, cause they were all too busy begging for the shears, begging for the muzzle, happy just to guzzle, feed, and watch a screen for all their years. Man, to each his own, can't afford a home, but they'll let you have your cozy little ecosphere. Where there among your own devices you can break the seventh seal, overthrow the oracles and slay the seer. All the tomes were burned and all the lips were seared. Shut your eyes and all our lives just disappear. Now blink them twice. Welcome to your ecosphere.
They'll gladly pay you by the hour for a minute or so, so you can sign off on the towers where they'll piss on your home. And if you feel like you're just powerless to answer them no, it's 'cause you are. They'll gladly pay you by the hour for a minute or so, so you can sign off on the towers where they'll piss on your home. And if you feel like you're just powerless to answer them no, it's 'cause you are. It's 'cause you are. They'll gladly stagnate a living wage, snap the chains, bury it. Labor slaves in rusty cages dragged behind a chariot, led by Mr. Racial Jungle, Joseph R. Iscariot, fighting over scraps as they barrage us all with variants and BuzzFeed clickbait, straight until we're paralyzed, trying to distract us from the concentration camps that Joe had swore he'd close but only chose to amplify, where they got 50-something kids in cages made for 5 to occupy. And no, she hasn't seen the camps, but Harris swears they're paradise. She tells us the facilities are safe, and that right down to the women, they are regularly sterilized. Then she throws her head back and she proceeds to laugh, that sort of heartless cackle you'd expect from someone working steadfastly on behalf of the virus and a Congress full of parasites. And where was I? I was busy cashing every blue check, demonstrating plainly all the narratives expected from the verified. I was busy breeding verbal leeches by the terabyte. Train them to exsanguinate the wealthy while they sleep at night. Bleed the oil barons dry and barren. Say they showed us how to share and now we share alike. Tell them I contracted rabies from a feral mic. Now I'm just another species losing sleep to noise pollution and these glaring lights, forced to change its habits and adapt to just survive. But now it's safe to say that some of us are thriving in the moment, throwing shit on presidential homes beneath the Paris skies. So if you feel like you're just powerless, I guess you bought the lie. But I can tell they're petrified of our collective might, 'cause I can hear those gentrifiers weeping at the sight of our collective rights. And I only can imagine the intensifying fear of knowing revolution's near, and all that's left to do is simply wallow in the thick anticipation of the rapid bite. And baby, one day you can ask your leaders just what that was like before you grab a slice. So if you think you're powerless, allow me now to change your mind. Honey, if you think you're powerless, allow me now to change your mind. See, they'll pay you hourly, tax them each apart, and build a shining tower out of loopholes and cards, and tell you that you're powerless to keep you in the dark, because you aren't, because we aren't. You see, they'll pay you hourly, tax them each apart, and make you build a shining tower out of loopholes and cards, where they'll tell you that you're powerless to keep you in the dark, because you aren't, because we aren't.
I think I liked it better being blind, when I couldn't read between the lines, and when I couldn't see the cracks in the structure that lay bare before me the whole time.
IndependentLeft.news.
Independent Left News.
Indie Left News.
Independent Left News.
Oh yeah, and I get news from Independent Left.
Thank you, Independent Left.news.
They actually put up posts of different shows, different things going on.
Check out Indie Left. They're doing a lot of good things. They're on Twitter and Instagram, and they've helped promote our show a lot.
Thanks for the work you do behind the scenes, too. This man does our Discord and some other help, so I just love to shout him out. Thanks so much, man. Yeah.
They kind of really do a great job of pushing.
Thank you, Independent Left, for reminding me of that.
Check out IndependentLeft.news.
IndieLeft.news.
Indie Left, shout out.
And what's going on? Ron Placone, thank you so much. Shout out to you too, brother. It is Sunday night. It is How Do We Miss That? It is Bird, and it is Reef with a big microphone in front of his head. What's going on, dude? Ah, there he is.
Looking for Brush, which I
nice. Okay. How are you, everybody? So again, How Do We Miss That? Independent Left News, as you guys know. Leftist.today is our Substack. We're streaming there. We're streaming at independentleft.news. We're streaming on 8 platforms. We stream everywhere. We also have a podcast, so if you check it out on Spotify or on Amazon or Apple Music, you can look up Leftist.today. You can look up How Did We Miss That, and you'll be able to find us there. You'll notice my voice is a little funny tonight. I had a little thing with my throat this week, so I'm here. I'm playing hurt, but we're good and we're ready to go. And I'm excited to be here and do these stories with you. How you doing, Reef?
I'm doing all right. How are you, fam?
Did you find your brush?
Finding things with me is difficult.
Yes.
But this is why I have duplicates of things usually.
Wonderful. Okay.
Anyway.
So, we had a bunch of crazy stories this week. We tried to find a few in independentleft.news and from leftist.today, so I'll do my little spiel. Actually, I don't even have that brought up. So, welcome everybody to How Do We Miss That? How Do We Miss That is a show airing on 8 platforms. That's YouTube and Rockfin and Rumble on INN Rumble. INN, shout out to Rumble. They're great. Odyssey, we're live on Odyssey. We're live on my Telegram, t.me/IndLeftMedia. Okay, we are live on Twitch. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Twitter. And we're live on all those platforms for both INN and Independent Left News. We're also live on our Substack. You can see that in the description. That's independentleftnews.substack.com. And you can go there and see all the episode notes, all the links to all the articles that we're going to see all the links to all the different channels to find us everywhere, as well as to INN and all of our family over there. Again, we are members of INN, Network. They are a collaborative family network of 23 different content creators that make podcasts, that make Substacks, that make YouTube videos, that make everything under the sun, and love them to death. Thank you so much. Wouldn't be here without some of the support staff behind us. Thumbnail tonight was made by Big Mad Crab Greg. We've got our editor Fanto. We've got Ed Heller, our volcano bacon loving friend in the chats. We've got Chris over on the Twitters and the YouTubes. Same thing with Fred Edward. So shout out to everybody. Thank you so much for making this all happen. And of course, thank you to our patrons, and you'll see all their names scrolling along the bottom. So yeah, we're 3 minutes in. So let's get to a story. What do you say, man? All right. So let's go to Indy, Maine. Okay. Care Bears here. Eric Red. Nice. Thank you. All right. So, oh, you know what? I didn't even put the episode thumbnail in there. Look at that. Slipping, Indy. All right. First story. Equifax whistleblower says that he was fired after exposing fraud related to consumer complaints. So we got whistleblowers getting fired. I think we've seen that quite a bit this year, last year. You know, it seems to happen when Democrats go into office. It's pretty interesting. Jeez. So our friend Kevin Gostola writes this for The Dissenter, which is kind of an offshoot of Shadowproof. I'm a subscriber to The Dissenter. It focuses more on whistleblowers, on prison riots and prison treatment, and of course on Julian Assange and press freedom. So we've got our screenshot on Equifax. So this guy named Stephen Leary, who's a whistleblower for the credit reporting agency Equifax, right, says he's fired after refusing to submit fraudulent data about consumer complaints to a U.S. government agency. What? Yep. So he filed a lawsuit in federal court in Atlanta, where Equifax is headquartered. It alleges that they violated a section of the Consumer Financial Protection Act, which protects employees of consumer reporting agencies from this type of retaliation. So, quote, this case about a company punishing a dedicated employee for refusing to play ball when it tried to cover up its regulatory violations that placed the financial security of everyday Americans in jeopardy, the complaint declares. Now, Equifax garnered a notorious reputation in 2017 after they had a massive data breach compromised the personal data of more than 145 million Americans, as well as thousands of Canadians and nearly 1 million citizens in the United Kingdom, too. I didn't know that. The company's outreach to the public was viewed as haphazard, ill-conceived, and a quote-unquote dumpster fire. I know a guy that puts up some dumpster fire memes, right?
Quite a few of them.
Employees at the credit reporting company were charged by U.S. prosecutors with insider trading. Nice. When staff at Equifax were supposed to protect citizens from the worst impacts of the breach, several individuals were more concerned about how the scandal would affect the value of their stock options. So, in the complaint, he's described as an experienced compliance professional and a licensed attorney in Florida. He worked at Equifax in Atlanta as an auditor from 2018 to 2020, responsible for compliance assessments that were mandated by the CFPB.
Is the CFPB again?
Oh, it said there. Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. That's Elizabeth Warren's baby agency. Okay.
Yeah.
That Richard Cordray ended up running for years, and then Trump ran it into the ground and appointed a complete clown to, I think in the end, Mick Mulvaney ended up running it while he was chief of staff. Right. All right. It was apparently part of Leary's job to ensure that credit reports, which American families depend on to purchase homes, rent apartments, purchase cars, and obtain small business loans and credit cards, were fair and accurate, right? Well, that's kind of an important job. While testing Equifax's consumer complaints program, Leary claims he found Equifax was not identifying, tracking, and reporting the vast majority of complaints to the CFPB. That's not good, right? Throughout the latter part of 2018, he maintains that he showed the compliance violations to Equifax's upper management, particularly Shannon Anderson, who was vice president and quality manager of customer operations, and this other woman, Adele Fields, who was senior SVP of the company's deputy chief compliance officer. Oh, she also was. She had 2 roles. Anderson and Fields allegedly tried to, quote, bury the results and told him that Equifax should report false information to appease the CFPB. Leary, along with a colleague, went ahead.
Sound good?
No, it doesn't sound good. But instead, he went ahead and published the findings as required by the CFPB. His colleague was immediately fired. And on May 14, 2020, he claims Equifax took many of the job responsibilities he had away from him and put him on a performance improvement plan, or a PIP, which included nebulous requirements such as the demand that he improve his tone and that he provide evidence that he did not have an us versus them mentality when it came to himself and the company. That's called managing you out, by the way. Leary later learned in June that Equifax had allegedly covered up his findings and provided false information to the CFPB. That led CFPB to incorrectly conclude that the company had violated the law by not conducting a proper compliance audit. So they basically hung this on him, and then got in trouble for doing something that they actually did. He contacted the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau with his original work, which alerted the Bureau to the fact that Equifax had lied about an audit. It also put them on notice that Equifax had concealed information they were supposed to share with the oversight agency. He told the CFPB that Equifax had a pattern of covering up violations and punishing employees like him who opposed it. Once the Bureau communicated with Equifax about the allegations, management knew the Bureau had learned about their fraud from Leary, and he was subject to retaliation. We see this a lot in corporate America. This is why people stay silent. Leary complained about the mistreatment to the Human Resources Department. However, his objections were ignored, and he got fired on July 6th. The lawsuit seeks a judgment against Equifax that indicates the company violated his whistleblower rights by firing him after he contacted the CFPB. Leary also would like back pay and lost benefits, damages, and front pay or reinstatement to his job. Why he would ever want to go back to Equifax and do that job again, I have no idea.
I don't either. That might be the only thing he's trained at. Sure.
Yeah, but there's other credit companies. There's got to be other jobs. I mean, come on. Equifax deceived the public. The problem is that now he's known as a whistleblower. Nobody wants to hire him. All right. Equifax deceived the public when the massive data breach at their company was reported. They suggested that consumer data was accessed when in fact it became clear during a congressional meeting that data was stolen from citizens. The company had the ability to notify every single consumer that their data was compromised. Only 2.5 million Americans were immediately informed that Equifax suffered a breach. Let me guess, those are the ones that had the most money. According to a Senate investigation, Equifax manipulated a loophole in federal procurement law to force the IRS to award the company a contract in June 2017 after the breach. The company cheated taxpayers out of millions of dollars. And on top of raising prices, they charged consumers to freeze their credit until a backlash shamed them into offering a temporary free service. Are you kidding me? The same Senate investigation highlighted how credit reporting companies like Equifax, quote, obtain and use massive amounts of data on millions of consumers, but consumers have little to no power over how this data is collected, how it's used, or how it's kept safe, unquote. Of course, we know that. Equifax has coerced consumers to pay for products if they really want to protect their data, rather than offer free services that include real privacy protection. That reminds you like LifeLock. All of which makes the alleged fraud exposed by Leary even more troubling. The fact that Equifax is lying to the U.S. government about consumer complaints suggests that they're still engaged in some of the same exploitative business practices, which were challenged after the data breach in 2017.
Yep.
The man, the legend, Kevin Gastola. Shadowproof.
Gastoller.
He's a good one. So Whistleblowers is kind of a theme tonight. Let's go back. Kevin Gastola. So again, support the dissenter, support Shadowproof, subscribe to Kevin Gastola wherever you can. At underscore, I think it's a K Gastola or Kevin Gastola, GOSC. You see his name up there. He's a kick-ass journalist, man. He writes great stuff. He covers, again, prison stuff. He covers whistleblowers. He covers Assange. He's covered the Daniel Hale trial and stuff extensively. Big fan. He's a good dude. Okay, so. Woo! Woo! All right, first story. So let's check out some chat. What's going on? All right, we got Yipper. Hidey ho. E. Heller. Yes, we will drop Congress into a volcano sooner rather than later. Wait, I see Colin. Colin must be chilling over on INN. Yo.
Care Bear.
Care Bears. Bouncing here and there. Oh, that's Gummy Bears. Is that a comb on Reese Mike?
If anyone can make...
Actually, Eric, that's an Afro pick on Reese Mike, if you really want to get specific. We ain't found shit. Oh, see that? And he even says so. Yes, for detangling beards. That just reminds me of Spaceballs. The data mafia. 100%, man. Equifax is definitely a data mafia. It's a jack. That whole LifeLock thing, they managed to be worse than bankers. Gostola. Yeah. Gostola. Yeah, credit reporting companies are garbage. Got rid of my credit, just use credit card. I run everything I credit. I don't carry cash in my hand.
Debit. I would go debit every fucking day of the week and never have credit because it just seems like a bad move. You know?
Yep.
But...
okay, so I would like to share Ronwell, my buddy Ronwell over on the Discord.
Ronwell?
He just, Ronwell Nogales, just messaged me, and I have to tell him, hey, we're live, dude. So come on over and chill out. We got some more stories to do. A couple more. Next one's kind of a long one, but super, super important, and I really want to get to it. So, and nobody I heard talking about this.
No, we're not allowed.
All right. This is from a guy named Jeffrey Sterling. He was publishing Common Dreams about a week ago. The CIA whistleblower reflects on the persecution of Julian Assange. This dude worked for the CIA, so we're going to take some of what he says with a grain to a point. Okay? But it's really important as perspective. Why? Because he was a CIA whistleblower. He actually spent time, and you'll hear exactly why in a minute. Okay. This affront to accountability, press freedom, and freedom of speech is on stage for the entire world to see, yet I wonder who's paying attention. Yeah. It's difficult to talk about happenings in the world other than the continued appalling Russian invasion of Ukraine again, and the recent mass shootings in Buffalo, Uvalde, Chicagoland, and elsewhere. Then there's a Supreme Court, which continues down a judicial road of eroding personal rights and towing the Conservative Party line. I don't want to take attention away from these outrages. However, the shadow of one tragedy is not dispelled by the light of another. I continue to have a passion to shed light on and right the wrongs of the Espionage Act and how the United States government is using it to target not only whistleblowers, but also anyone who dares reveal its transgressions and illegalities. I was extremely honored to participate in the Belmarsh Tribunal, which, in addition to calling for the closure of Guantanamo Bay, also decried the international disgrace that is the potential extradition of Julian Assange. This affront to accountability, press freedom, and freedom of speech is on stage for the entire world to see, yet I wonder who is paying attention, like he said before.
Yep.
What has been happening to Assange is the very definition of complicity between two countries to jointly undermine accountability and freedom of speech. Assange has been held since April 2019 in Belmarsh Prison, April 11th as a matter of fact, which is what many call the United Kingdom's version of our Supermax. He's been held in solitary confinement for every moment of every day at Belmarsh, while the U.S. makes an incredible effort to have him extradited to face charges of violating the Espionage Act. The UK courts have been all too obliging by issuing rulings with no support in truth that Assange can and should be extradited, and in a final blow to demonstrate its willingness to be the puppet government that the U.S. needs to continue its Espionage Act campaign of terror. On June 17th, Priti Patel, the UK Home Secretary, certified Assange's extradition, clearing the way for Assange to be turned over to the United States. Assange is appealing, but given UK reticence, it's only a matter of time until he will find himself, as Sterling did, in the Alexandria jail, being charged with violating the Espionage Act.
Yep.
What I found quite disturbing is that the UK courts and the Home Secretary have been all too willing to play the dutiful puppets to their U.S. handlers. When I was in CIA, a handler was the person who manages every aspect of an asset's life that's necessary and helpful for the purpose of collecting intelligence. Sometimes it's necessary for a handler to be nebulous or downright lie to an asset to keep focus on the objective. If the handler gets what he wants, that's all that matters. The U.S. has handled the UK legal system and government officials very astutely. The UK has believed the lies being championed by the U.S., ranging from characterizing Assange as a national security threat and spy to touting a safe and supportive environment Assange will face in U.S. prisons. Yet the real purpose is to prosecute Assange under the Espionage Act. The real purpose is to prosecute Assange under the Espionage Act for political and vengeful reasons. UK courts have found every reason not to challenge the merits of the U.S. case against Assange, and the UK government has followed suit. The U.S. handling of the UK should be considered the epitome of utilizing sources and methods to achieve an objective without the asset knowing what is actually being accomplished. But the UK doesn't exactly have clean hands in this travesty. Hell no. The UK version of the Espionage Act is the Official Secrets Act, enacted in 1911, which also deals with ostensibly protecting state secrets. The very UK official who signed off on Assange's extradition has proposed sweeping new reforms which prescribe harsher punishments for journalists and their sources. Under the reforms, the UK government will, quote, not consider that there is necessarily a distinction in severity between espionage and the most serious unauthorized disclosures, unquote. That is really frightening. Just like the Espionage, just unreal. Just like the Espionage Act, complete deference is given to the government to define what is considered serious disclosures. Just like the 1917 American version, the original objective was to fight espionage designed to assist the country's foreign enemies. Over time, both acts have evolved as tools to quash. One must wonder which of the countries came up with the idea to use either law to hide government transgressions by silencing whistleblowers. Seems the US and UK are feeding off one another's ever-expanding objective to not be held accountable for its illegal actions by feigning imagined threats to national security. Indeed, what's been happening to Assange is the very definition of complicity between two countries to jointly undermine accountability and freedom of speech. I would also add, don't forget about Australia. It's actually 3 countries, because his home country is just as complicit, if not more.
Yep.
Sterling's goal with the Project for Accountability of the Roots Action Education Fund has been to shed light on government wrongdoings and illegalities, as well as demand the accountability from those in power. What's happening with Assange is government running amok over and through the law to reach those who would expose the truth. But who should such a call for accountability be directed to? Unfettered power infects from the top down. Joe Biden should not only answer for, but also explain the purpose and intent for seeking to try Julian Assange for breaking a U.S. law. Yet, as a member of the Obama administration that ignited the firestorm that's been the use of the Espionage Act to punish whistleblowers and avoid truth, he's somewhat been expectedly silent. He should not be able to hide.
He's the guy who definitely made more. Well, Joe and Obama definitely made whistleblowers much more legal to be, in general. So
okay. So he should not be able to hide behind any sort of plausible deniability because he was not in charge at the time. And what about Kamala Harris? Kamala. Hasn't she touted a record of supporting protection for whistleblowers? You mean putting
sure
drug offenders in jail?
Yeah, the truancy officer, Kamala,
right,
totally wouldn't have anything bad to do legally.
Seems the weight of power.
Innocent people, the death penalty. Sorry, what?
Yeah, it seems the weight of power, lack of accountability, have a debilitating effect on conscience. The same inquiry should be made upon the mainstream media. Their lack of interest and silence on Assange are disturbing, possibly out of self-preservation, the media are holding on to a misconception that they are not the same as Assange, that Assange is not a reporter. Because he's not, you clown. He's a fucking publisher.
He's a publisher.
Only the arrogance of an egoist would refuse to acknowledge a clear and present danger to press freedom and free speech. That's correct. Maybe what happened during my persecution holds an... But yeah. Maybe what happened during my persecution holds an answer. When the reporter Jim Risen, who's himself now an Intercept shitlib, was in danger of being called to the stand and threatened with jail if he didn't testify, the mainstream media mobilized to protect one of their own. Well, we know why, because he's a blue check. Once the danger was over, so was the interest. Much like in my situation, self-preservation will prevent the media from raising a voice. They should understand that if Assange is extradited and convicted, there will be nothing to stop any reporter anywhere from being charged under the Espionage Act for merely reporting about government wrongdoing. We've been screaming this forever. Misty. God, Misty and I have had extensive conversations about this. Their silence, much to their own eventual detriment, is empowering the continued illegal use of the Espionage Act. But there's been a promising development. Okay, Jeffrey. Representative Rashida Tlaib has proposed Espionage Act reforms that would require the U.S. to provide a specific intent to harm the U.S., allow a defendant to testify about their purpose in revealing information, and create an affirmative defense for the revelations in the public interest, among other reforms. This is a momentous opportunity for accountability and transparency to return to the rubric of governance. That sounds like a whole bunch of crap. He wholeheartedly supports Representative Tlaib's efforts, and as should we all. Well, okay, great. He is thankful for the support that he's received through the Project for Accountability. It helped him find a purpose that he didn't know he needed. Over the years, he'd been speaking and writing on behalf of whistleblowers and decrying the Espionage Act as a tool of revenge. Assange's extradition will be a pinnacle moment for accountability. The U.S. must be called out on its vendetta against Assange and whistleblowers in general. The media and an entire government have refused to make that call, but he will not. And I appreciate that. He's been where Assange is going. He does not wish that on anyone, including the prosecutors that wrongfully tried him and the jury that wrongfully convicted him. So, this is who Jeffrey Sterling is. He's a former CIA case officer himself. So, again, taking all of this, and what did he do with the agency, including the Iran task force for nearly a decade? He filed an employment discrimination suit against CIA, but the case was dismissed as threat to national security. 2.5 years he served in prison for being convicted of violating the Espionage Act. No incriminating evidence was produced at trial, and Sterling continues to profess his innocence. His memoir, Unwanted Spy, The Persecution of an American Whistleblower, was published in late 2019. Free Julian Assange, free Julian Assange, free Julian Assange. Stasevich 24, yes, Eric. I actually have
the CIA.
I actually have that clip. Sabi interviewed an independent candidate running for president in 2024. And so, yeah, I put that in today's newsletter. She clipped it up and she put that out today. Or yesterday. So that was the longest story that I had. It took good. Not too long. I got a couple more. The next one.
It's not that big. What?
The next one's going to be a little bit of a gut punch. But before we get to that, yeah, let's see what the chat had to say about that. Vault 7, hell yeah, Eric. Vault 7. You know, I don't know why Valerie's the only female here. Well, actually, Kelly's here. Yeah, that's right. And usually Noli's somewhere. She's usually chilling out on Twitch somewhere. RLA usually checks in at some point. We got Radical Leftist Agenda. Who else checks in? There's other women, hopefully. Misty's checked in too. Anyway.
Misty checks in frequently, yeah.
Yeah, Kamala lock you up for truancy. Oh, Craig Murray is over on Facebook. Well, he'll probably pop over here on the YouTubes. Welcome, Craig. Good to see you again. So, again, a couple more stories. Let's go back to the Indy Main. This is a story that just really gets me super upset. New York City Special Education Recovery Services Program to be scaled back this fall.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember who shared this. This is from Chalkbeat, New York.
I mean, all the kids who need the most help. Great.
Yeah. And it's not even just like a little bit. Watch this. In response to pandemic disruptions, New York City officials required every school to offer special education services last year outside regular hours to any family who wanted them. All right? So this is called the SEED program, Sensory Exploration, Education, and Discovery. This is a photo, obviously, of some of the kids. And the photo was taken by the author of the piece himself, Alex Zimmerman. That won't be the case.
Lego tire?
That was it? It might have been. It's a tire swing of some kind.
It's like a weird plastic, like the thing in front of them.
Oh no, that's not a Lego tire.
Like a
it's
trash
just like
can.
I think it might be a trash can. or it could be a sensory toy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, this coming school year, education officials, the education department is vowing to determine what extra instruction or therapies children may need on an individual basis. Decisions that will be left to teams, the teams that set students' individualized education programs known as IEPs. Well, it sounds like it's a good thing, right? Extra small group instruction or related services such as physical and occupational therapy may be provided after school on Saturdays during the school day or through a voucher for students the city determines need extra help, officials said. City's also expanding a new program for students with significant sensory issues, which has been popular with some parents. It'll launch at 70 new sites this fall, up from 10. Okay, that's great. The Education Department is setting aside $100 million for those extra services, down from roughly $200 million last year, according to city officials. Last year's recovery program was delayed for several months after the school year started. Schools struggled to attract staff to work the extra hours, and the vast majority of students did not participate. Though officials have yet to provide a final tally, the program earned mixed reviews from parents and educators. There were many unanswered questions about how this year's program will operate, including which students will be eligible, when parents will be informed of how they can access extra services, who will be responsible for providing them, and even when they'll begin. City officials didn't say if they'll provide yellow bus service for programs that'll be provided outside of the regular school day, a major roadblock to participation last school year.
Yep.
But, what are we doing here? Quote, to the outward-facing part of the world, it's very last minute, said Maggie Moroff, a special education policy expert at the nonprofit Advocates for Children. It's hard for me to imagine, if this hasn't been communicated to the schools yet, how it's going to play out successfully. And it hasn't.
Yep.
Students with disabilities have a legal right to compensatory services if their school does not provide all the specialized instruction or therapies included in their IEP. And a significant share of students with disabilities missed out on special education instruction or therapies that were difficult or impossible to provide during remote learning or as staff was stretched thin. But successfully advocating for compensatory services can be time-consuming and require legal help. If the district does not agree to provide those extra services, families can go through an administrative legal process to compel the city to provide them, though that process is complex and has faced extreme backlogs that often stretch many months. And meanwhile, these kids just sit there twisting. And the parents, too.
Yep.
Advocates for Children filed a lawsuit in an effort to force the city to create a more streamlined process, though that suit has not been successful so far. The city's promise to assess whether students with disabilities need these extra compensatory services could signal that they will be easier to get without going through cumbersome processes, though it's unclear how generous the city will be in recommending additional support. Quote, this administration is committed to course-correcting any pandemic-related learning loss for our most vulnerable students and expanding access to critical programs that address unique individual needs. Nicole Brownstein, an Education Department spokeswoman, wrote in an email. She added that extra services will be available on Saturdays at multiple sites in every borough. How are they going to do that, cutting the funding in half? Yeah. Even if the city instructs schools to provide more compensatory services, she noted that many students aren't scheduled to have an IEP meeting until the spring, raising questions about how quickly students will even have access to extra help. Dude, it's the summertime. You're talking 9 months from now. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
If a student's last IEP happened last April, they're not regularly scheduled for an IEP. Did I see April? April, yes.
Until next April. Yeah.
Wow. Sure, a family could ask, but that's just the burden onto the family. Like, shouldn't that happen to begin the school year? Bronx mom, Damaris Rodriguez, said she's eager to learn if her 12-year-old son, Malik, who's on the autism spectrum, might be eligible for services when they might be provided. Malik missed some of his speech and occupational therapy sessions during the pandemic because they conflicted with remote instruction. She said extra services could help him self-regulate when he's feeling antsy, work on reading comprehension skills, and even learn how to share his feelings with peers and teachers. I think a lot of people can relate.
Yep.
Malik has faced a lot of different challenges emotionally in terms of expressing himself, whereas pre-pandemic he was able to talk or open up. But she's also wary of the department's special education recovery programs. She's wary. Last year, she pulled him out of the recovery program after a month because he wasn't receiving the therapy she believed he needed. Figuring out transportation without yellow bus service was a challenge. Rodriguez said she's frustrated that the city hasn't communicated more clearly to parents what extra services to expect this school year and when they'll be provided, as she's setting up extra activities like basketball that might conflict with Saturday special education programs. Again, they've got to make a decision. They've got to get their kids enrolled in stuff. So she says, well, I have to tell my son that he can't play basketball because it falls on Saturdays? When are you going to let parents know? It's...
Yeah.
The most vulnerable kids are the ones who end up suffering the most. And
yep.
Yeah. John Kemper, some schools still trying to mask kids and keep six feet apart. Yeah. Yeah, Dead Planet Don't Care.
I mean, yeah, with everyone with, like, I mean, I feel you, human love solidarity, but also there's a reason why that thing's dying. You know?
Yep.
Like, it's all these little, it's like death by 1,000 cuts. It's all these little, like, little things that begin to add up, like not getting educational support and not, like, you're making those parents work, 3 jobs just to afford a roof over the kid's head. And then on top of that, now that kid doesn't have the services that child needs, like, so I'm sorry that funding had to go to, Ukraine. So.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Joe.
That's always fun.
Thanks, Joe.
I wonder how much state funding went there too. Like I get the like
funding that would have been like literally like states sending money over, like also not just federal. Right. I don't know.
Right. Like I'm sure that might have happened. Like in a few, California might have done it. Like decided to send some of their state profit over.
Maybe.
Who knows?
All right, we got one more story to do, and then we get to some boats and some fun. Okay. And this one is a speech that was written by Mike Pappas for the March for Medicare for All.
Right.
I'm going to read it. I'm also going to drop a link to it in the chat because it's recorded. It's on Real Progressives. They recorded all of the speeches from March for Medicare for All. I also want to give a big shout out to Ford Fisher and News to Share for their coverage of the March for Medicare for All. They were out there on the ground covering every action every day. And we're going to show you what some of those actions were after we go through the story and through Mike's speech, because I thought it was really important. And again, not going to agree with everything in it, just like I didn't agree with a lot of the Jeffrey Sterling stuff. I thought it was important that somebody from the Intel community, by the way, had something to say about Julian Assange, which is why I wanted to cover that story. But again, March for Medicare for All, folks. So, our movement is the cure. Fighting for healthcare means fighting for socialism. And this is in Left Voice, which is a socialist website and socialist news organization. I'm a big fan. I cover a lot of their stuff. So, Mike wrote this speech, and he's going to say here, on July 30th, activists marched and rallied in Washington, D.C., calling for a more humane healthcare system. Physician and Left Voice member Mike Pappas spoke at that rally about how capitalism and health are incompatible. Below is a text from his speech. And there's Mike standing on stage at March for Medicare for All in front of Congress. And again, shout out to all the organizers that put all that time and effort together into making all this a reality and having an on-the-ground week of actions to shine a light on the fact that we really need Medicare for All. And Mike, that's a kick-ass t-shirt. I want one of those. All right. So he says, hi, everyone. My nickname is Mike, and I'm a healthcare worker in New York City. I work at the nation's first overdose prevention center and at a psychedelic medicine clinic. For this, worked in both a federally qualified health center and a hospital in New York. He's also a member of Left Voice, a revolutionary socialist group with a publication that's part of an international network of news sites. Start out, and this should be no surprise to anyone, but just in case, I'm going to really be blunt and make things clear. Our healthcare system is a piece of shit that doesn't remotely foster health or well-being. Was working at a hospital at the start of COVID-19 and saw this firsthand every day. It was made even clearer as the pandemic progressed. I watched as COVID-19 was allowed to spread throughout the population and people were sent back to work despite the lack of safety. Pandemic clearly showed that the public health system in this country, if we even want to pretend we have one, exists to maintain health just enough so that people's bodies can hold up to be exploited. This is because our labor is what makes things run, and our labor is what makes certain people in a society a whole lot of money.
Yeah, they're profiting off our bodies.
That's exactly what he's saying. He mentioned that he now works at an overdose prevention center in New York. Every day he's working with poor and often homeless patients. Their suffering is a direct result of society that prioritizes profit accumulation over health. The plight of the patients he works with does not have to exist. We do not have to live in a world where patients come to see him with literal maggots eating away at wounds on their legs. We can provide everyone with housing, food, healthcare, etc. But the society we live in creates a hierarchy that ultimately benefits the ruling class and the system itself. There needs to be poverty, inequality, and vast suffering in order to maintain this system. We need people living on the streets, or people struggling to pay their rent or buy their groceries, so that walking, breathing, human-sized pieces of fecal matter like Jeff Bezos or other billionaire shithead can have 15 yachts and buy a 10th mansion. Betsy DeVos, what?
Yep.
Under capitalism, as our bodies deteriorate because of the various forms of violence inflicted at the individual, societal, and ecological level, the system finds ways to profit even from this. Our healthcare system today exists to extract monetary value from those bodies damaged by capitalism. Under this system, once we're old, disabled, or undergoing any condition that keeps us from selling our labor, we're thrown to the side. Under the system, we're valued only for the money we can make for the ruling class. And I got to stop right there. There's someone who I want to shout out, and she needs a lot of help. If you're in the San Diego area, please reach out to me. There is an elderly woman who lost her husband, who lost her apartment, who had to give up her pet for adoption, and it's just been a horrifying series of events. And she's about to be evicted from her apartment, and she really needs help finding a place to stay. She's on a fixed income, and nobody's paying attention, and nobody's doing anything to help. And this country's services are just not set up to help somebody with nobody to advocate for them. I'll continue. Today, the policies we see pushed by the ruling class are those that serve to maintain the system the way it is. This includes the lack of access to basic rights that every human deserves.
Like housing.
Such as a healthcare system that actually cares about health. More recently, the attacks on bodily autonomy, on trans people and queer people, and the attacks on access to reproductive rights show how little our society cares about the health and well-being of huge portions of the population.
As well
Yes,
as
I
the
agree.
attacks on body autonomy with vaccinations and COVID and all that stuff on top of that.
And even Puppo agrees. Okay.
Yes.
These attacks mark a new phase in the right's effort to roll back everything from the right to an abortion to trans children's rights to a good education. And these attacks aren't going to end there. They will continue. They will continue because we live under a system of capitalism that sees each of our bodies as only as something to be controlled and exploited for the benefit of the capitalist class. Again, notice he does not distinguish between Democrats and Republicans. They're all right-wing and they're all capitalists. I want to make that clear. He's not speaking specifically about Republicans. So under this system, our fundamental human rights do not matter. We're seeing how under capitalism, any right we win can be taken away at any moment. Because they're not really rights, they're temporary privileges, as the legend George Carlin astutely pointed out. Mike's section here. The Democrats have only betrayed us. So the question is what to do about this. For some, the answer is just to elect more progressive politicians. For some, the question of how to get the healthcare system we need comes with the same answer. But I'm sorry to say that even the most progressive politicians today, as long as they're part of a capitalist party, serve the capitalist system. Our rights will never be won through appealing to capitalist politicians. Let's take one quick example like the fight for abortion. As we see access to abortion attacked by the right, let's remember that this is even possible because the Democrats, instead of codifying Roe when they had the opportunity after opportunity, decided to use this fundamental right as a bargaining chip to gain votes. And the Democratic Party has used similar tactics around healthcare system, quote-unquote, reform. Vote for us, they say, and maybe we'll help push through Medicare for all. Maybe we'll help get you some...
clean it up.
Yeah, but they're not even promising that anymore. That's really just...
Yeah.
I mean, look, Nina Turner today, expand Medicare, but not Medicare for all. I know she didn't have that to say.
Right.
Maybe we will help get you some type of humane healthcare system. Well, you know what? We need to say, fuck that. We can't let this capitalist system hold our fundamental right to healthcare hostage any longer. No matter what fake progressive language that X or Y politician may use, we can't wait, ask, or expect capitalist politicians to give us the healthcare system we need. Whether it's the right to free, safe, legal abortion, or any right, we should take the examples of how others have mobilized around the globe to help guide us. In terms of the right to abortion in Argentina, for example, that right was won through fighting for it in the workplaces, communities, schools, and in the streets. We must do the same here. The Democratic Party is not on our side. Yes. And it is not going to help us to get the healthcare system we need as a working class. This is the same party that helped uphold the global capitalist system that created the COVID-19 pandemic, that allowed the virus to spread, and is now acting similarly as monkeypox spreads. Oh, okay, Mike.
Yes.
Okay, Mike.
Somehow.
The same party that continues to give more money to the racist, murderous institution of policing and to ICE, the same racist, murderous cops will be hunting down people for having illegal abortions, by the way, in the states where they make it illegal. The same party that continues to pass military budgets and expand the military-industrial complex, funding that then massively harms the health of people around the globe. And the Democratic Party continues to pass policies to put us on the path toward collapse and ecological destruction. We need to accept these facts and recognize how the party acts, not as the lesser of two evils, but as the graveyard of social movements, funneling the energy of movements right back into upholding the capitalist system. For example, it was the Democrats who funneled the energy of the Black Lives Matter movement right back into supporting electoral campaigns and funding cops. Or today, as abortion rights are under attack, it uses feminism as a buzzword, leaving out the need for radical liberation, queer struggle and liberation,
racial liberation.
Did I say radical? I did, sorry. Racial liberation, queer struggle and liberation, and trans struggle and liberation, while telling us to simply keep our heads down and vote for them in the next election cycle.
AKA virtue signaling.
Correct. It's these failures of the Democratic Party that then helps create conditions in which the reactionary right can go on the offensive and embolden white supremacists enough to murder black people in churches or grocery stores. This is why both the Democratic Party and the Republican Party are parties of capital, parties that ultimately support and uphold a system hurting us all. Some of those murders are also incited. Some of those murders are also incited by the FBI to a point. Those guys are poked and prodded.
But that too.
So, let me repeat.
I mean, there's many branches of government.
Yes, sir. So, let me repeat.
Yep.
Neither party, capital, will ever get us what we need. Our task should be not only to organize ourselves to fight back against the right-wing assault on our rights, but also to overcome the obstacle of the Democratic Party. Yes. We won't win our rights because of capitalist politicians. We will win our rights despite capitalist politicians. He wants to make unions a threat again. Now, as workers, many of us may be part of unions or have friends or relatives in unions. Unions are supposed to be fighting organizations of the working class, but unions today far too often operate as top-down organizations not remotely controlled by the rank-and-file workers. Our unions should be used as fighting organizations to mobilize workers in workplaces and demand our rights. But instead, it's more beneficial for our unions to sit and bargain over our shitty healthcare plans every contract cycle and just call it a win. Then we have to go out and beg for X, Y, or Z to be covered by parasitic insurance companies, hospitals, or clinics. Keeping our right to healthcare limited to individual contract negotiations in workplaces also ends up, ironically, upholding the employment-based healthcare that keeps us controlled by and exploited by our bosses. Sorry. It keeps people questioning whether to fight back. Keeps people questioning whether to fight back and potentially lose their job and healthcare for them or their family, or stay quiet, and keep being treated like complete shit. If we want any right, whether that's the right to free, safe, legal abortion, the right to a safe workplace, the right to free universal health care for all, we must mobilize ourselves where we're strongest, and that is organizing as one working class. We have to organize not just in the streets, but in our workplaces, where we wield our power most as a working class, fighting with our full power to get what we need.
As Colin would say, you got to organize.
Organize.
Like, I forget his quote that he uses frequently, but
gotta organize. And I
can't remember what it was.
I think it's Kwame Ture that he's quoting.
Yeah, it's Kwame Ture, but it's not organizing is good. That's but something more deep than that. Anyway,
those who don't have a union should follow the lead of Starbucks workers, Amazon workers, and others and fight to unionize our workplaces. And if you do have a union, we have to take back our unions and make them fighting organizations again instead of tools of the Democratic Party. Amen.
Yeah.
We have to organize workplace committees and democratic assemblies to decide what we want and how to fight for it. For example, we could have committees to organize workplaces to demand free, safe, legal abortion, or to fight for a healthcare system that benefits us all. But to be clear, and this may be hard for some to hear, we need even more than national improved Medicare for all. It should be only the first, smallest step. Under NIMA, many of the industries harming public well-being will still exist, and the capitalist system as a whole will still exist. We should fight for national improved Medicare for all, but then continue to fight for a universal healthcare system under worker control, a healthcare system in which parasitic insurance executives, pharma executives, and healthcare company executives literally no longer exist to profit off our lives. A healthcare system in which every aspect of healthcare delivery is run by and for the working class to maintain the well-being of the public, not to maximize profit. But as we fight for a system that prioritizes health and well-being, we need to be clear. As long as capitalism continues to exist, we cannot have a society that fosters health or well-being. If our fight is only to reform or slightly improve healthcare, we will fail. A better healthcare system will not stop the economic system from harming us all and destroying the planet. Capitalism is a disease that we must fight to eliminate from this planet altogether. And that fight will not be waged through either of the capitalist parties. Yes. Instead, that fight is in the hands of the working class. We need a party of the working class, not just here in the U.S., but a revolutionary party globally that can fight global capitalism and fight for socialism.
Yep.
Can't argue
or
with
whatever
any of that.
other label-ism.
Well, I can argue with actually quite a bit
There's
of
like
that.
9 that would work better.
But there, and again, I think somebody said, like, you know, he had a lot of good points and some things I disagree with, but organizing workplaces is 100%. So those are the stories that I picked this week.
Nice.
Again, talking about whistleblowers, talking about healthcare. There was one other story I was thinking about covering, and when I'm prepping everything, I'm like, you know what? There's just too much. But it was about your former governor and current Senator Rick Scott and the monster that he is, and
the fucking Snake Man.
Yes, Lord
Looks
Voldemort,
like a reptile creature.
Literally,
Yeah,
Lord
like...
Voldemort. He wants to, of course, eliminate in Social Security and Medicare entirely. So forget about Medicare for all. This douchebag doesn't want Medicare at all. So go read Lauren Elizabeth's column on that when you get a chance. Now, I don't have the ability to screw around with the sound, so I'm going to blast your ears. And actually, it's kind of funny when I edit this up and I kind of cut up for the audio, I know exactly when Boats is about to start because it blows out the audio at that point. Mm-hmm. And I have to apologize to everybody in advance because I don't even know where the Boats thing goes.
The audio is.
I will try to turn that down when I do it. And I think so. Let's see who else. Anybody else have anything that I want to put up here? Baba Yaga, what's up, Baba? Community is the nemesis of corporatism, 100%. E. Heller, yes.
And the quote
drop
from
Congress into a volcano.
Colin is organizing is eternal,
Mm-hmm.
right? Something like that. I forgot it. He just said it, and then I forgot it.
Okay, Baba,
right.
you like this article? I will drop a link to this article from Mike at Left Voice. But you know what?
I already sent it.
I just remembered, before we go to Boats, there's one other thing I did want to show. Let me escape out of that and go to my tweeters. Go to the tweeter. All right. Now, let me go back to Indie Main for 1 second. Savage Joy. Bless you, Savage Joy.
Second.
What?
What?
Bless
Sorry.
you. Now
I said you're only there for a second. You know?
You were only there for a second. Slideshow off. Okay. I want to make this bigger because this is big. All right. And let's turn off Baba Yaga and let everybody see this. All right. Savage Joy organized the March for Medicare for All along with some other phenomenal organizers. And I don't want to just put Savage Joy out there and credit her, but she did take a lot of these pictures and did organize a lot of the events. And again, Vegan Succubus, at Vegan Succubus, Anita Guillotine, at Ricky Rance, and many, many others many others. I sound like the guy from Police Academy now, Eric Lassard or whatever his name was. But I'm going to drop this link also in the chat if we haven't already. And you can go and retweet these for our friend Savage Joy. But yes, we're belaying the boats for a second because I do want to cover a little bit more than March of Medicare for All actions that did happen. Because they spent a week and 6 days in D.C. covering direct action, mutual aid, public disturbances, zombies on Capitol Hill, protests at Nancy Pelosi's home, the march itself, a rally, and more. All right, they're passionate volunteers from across the country, 100% grassroots, 100% volunteer, 100% funded by the people. All right, so they hung this sign right outside, right across the street from the insurance companies. U.S. healthcare equals murder for profit. Politicians are complicit, which is badass. All right. Day 2 in the afternoon, they did stickering and chalking down in downtown D.C. Stop watching the mainstream media. And they lie to you. Yay. Health insurance is a scam. Hell yeah. So they were chalking. Then in the evening, they protested Pelosi's house. Look at Savage out there. And there's Ricky over there. And there's some of the other amazing protesters that were out and activists. And you've got them on the mall. This is outside that looks like the Jefferson Memorial, maybe. I'm not sure which one that is. Bougie shopping plaza, apparently. Okay, per our signs, bullhorns, and lack of wealth, the cops were called. But yes, we stayed until we finished our speeches anyway. Hell yeah. So day 3, they were zombies on Capitol Hill. And they dressed up in grave signs. How they died. There's Keisha. And Courtney. There's your bank sisters, everyone.
The marches.
Yes. Great activist ladies. Organizers. There's the organizers up on stage, your yellow vests. We've got Jeff Ginter. And I'm sure somewhere along up there you've got... look, they had sign language interpreters the entire time. You had the Reverend Annie Chambers, former Black Panther. You had all the real progressives. And they've all got their March for Medicare for All t-shirts on. Day 5, mutual aid. All right, there's a Feeney. So they joined up with Freedom Fighters DC, and they were giving out food. Okay.
Yep.
At M4 All. A volunteer-led grassroots movement.
Single payer anything. Like, I'm down for. So
the article that I just went through was a speech that was given at one of the events that happened during this week of action in Washington, D.C.
Yeah. And who was that by again?
That was from
Mike Pappas?
Mike Pappas from Left Voice, who is not
I'd
there.
love to get that guy's number. Bring him on with, Steve Poikin and myself. To talk about, Steve wants to come on Reefer After Dark and talk about psilocybin and capitalism's evil hand in that. So I know Steve hates capitalism.
Well, I think it's, fucking terrible to expect that the government is actually going to manage health care well. Look what they've done with COVID the last 2 years. Shout out to Steve. Shout out to our friend Steve.
Ass.
Wow, this is just since the stream started. 19 and 6. Good job, guys. All right, thanks everyone. All right, now I'm gonna go back to Indian Reef, the Bong Father. Nice. All right, everyone, plug your ears. We're going to boats.
And I watch mindless shit, boats that smash into other boats.
That's Mike McRae, Mike. Thank you, Jimmy. Appreciate that laugh.
You're very welcome. I'll say thank you for him.
You're full screen. It's the Reef Show.
I am full screen. So I have a bit of news before we go into boats. But this is in Arkansas. So they have some interesting stuff regarding weed.
Arkansas has filed a lawsuit against the State Board of Election Commissioners, petitioning the state Supreme Court and asking they correct the board's error. It's centered around the fact that the recreational marijuana ballot title was denied certification for the November election, despite having enough signatures. That lawsuit, filed by Eddie Armstrong and Lance Huey of Responsible Growth Arkansas, alleges that lawmakers made an incorrect rejection of the ballot title as it, quote, denied the wishes of hundreds of thousands of Arkansans to have the opportunity to vote on the amendment. That proposal was reportedly denied over concerns that Responsible Growth Arkansas had insufficient background checks for dispensary owners or limits on THC.
Yeah. Yeah, didn't have it, so they're not allowed. You know?
Thanks.
Yeah.
Leave it to the Deep South.
In case you thought democracy existed. What?
Yeah, sorry. Sorry. Not this week, but we'll get to it.
What do you mean we left the lighter? Shit, well, we gotta go back. What was this bus doing? Like, I feel like he didn't leave his lighter.
I didn't check the rock fins all day.
That missed an exit. That's gotta be what it was.
What's up, Luis?
Long time no see.
Bro. INN member Luis.
So we're gonna get right into Dad Zone this week, and this you'll feel this.
Boy.
So like that's a full cup of coffee, right?
Yes it is. It's over the sink, it looks like.
Yeah.
What's in the cup?
What do you find in that full cup of coffee that you had left on the counter for 2 seconds? A toy car.
Okay, yeah. I especially feel that because the last 3 days, my throat's been killing me because I think I might have swallowed something that my kid dropped in a cup and then I put something in a cup and drank it without looking.
Screw like stepping on a Lego. How about just swallowing one?
Oh,
you know?
I don't know what the hell it was. I wish I knew.
Yeah. Yeah. But I figured you would like that one.
Yeah.
Came up in the feed.
Thanks for that. Appreciate that.
Bing. Here you go.
Hardcore parkour.
Hardcore parkour.
Oh, what the hell? Wait,
dude, he brought that people's elbow, man. And just cause, you know, like,
it sounds like that noise was artificially added afterwards.
Like added in. I think it was, you know,
it might be.
So my man trying to kill them. This afternoon I noticed this little guy right here, sneakily grabbing some finishing nails. So I followed him and caught him red-handed. He told me he was setting a trap. Like,
oh my god, for who?
I don't know. But I would say leave the house at this point. You know? Like, there's too far gone.
The bad seed.
He's trying to set booby traps out, you know? But anyway, this one's good. Some mom reflexes this time.
Okay. Oh, I've seen this one. Up. Ah. Turn around, Mom. Turn around, Mom.
Oh, God.
Nice. I love that. That's great. I've
Granted,
definitely
she did
seen
have
that
two
before.
of them to deal with.
That's going to totally get us friggin' copyright claimed.
Is
100%.
it? How?
100%.
For what? What copyright? Who owns that?
Somebody owns that. That had to have been on like an America's Dumbest Home Videos for sure.
This one might have. Oh shit! Like.
Oh. Whoa!
Like, look at that.
Oh, yo!
He just lands that. Sticks it. I did it.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's the dad was just like, "Oh God, you okay? Okay, he's good." You know.
Yeah. Oof.
So Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh!
Oh my God! Oh my
A kiss
God!
from a seal? Wait, that was so fast I missed it.
Right here.
I saw him.
Right?
Oh, see, there you go with your Zoom fancy schmutz. Oh!
Oh my God! Oh my
He
God!
got it right by the dress. Nice. He bit that ass.
Like, and quick. Just gone. Look at this one. This one's good. Got the little flower girl going on. Ring bearer.
Yeah.
That would be, right?
That would be the ring bearer.
Okay. I got the ring. There you go.
Oh no.
There's that
oh
ring.
no. Oh no.
Like,
No, no.
It's
No,
gone.
no. 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 No, no. Oh no.
Oh God. I can just feel the amount of rage in that room, you know? Like,
Oh. If you
this
were
one's much better though.
Well, the truth is if you know anything about weddings, they don't give the ring bearer like the real ring.
Well, that's smart. You know.
Usually, like the best man keeps that ring in his inside breast pocket until whoever's conducting the ceremony asks for it. But
right.
Oh.
Oh, from who?
It's from my husband.
From your husband?
Oh.
Wow.
This was from actually Gigi and Pop.
Who's your husband?
My dad.
Oh.
I have other dad.
What?
I have other dad.
Who was that?
I have a dad husband.
A what?
He gives this to me.
You from Alabama?
Look, I put it on here.
West Virginia?
Or West Virginia.
You got a sister cousin too?
I don't.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, okay.
You got a sister cousin too? That was just
West
very
Virginia?
Cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my sister and my wife, same person.
Right? Yeah, my dad husband.
Sister and my wife, same person.
Я его никогда не оставлю.
Кого?
Валеру!
Валера, это кто?
Валера, это вот скелет.
Тась, если мы с Валерой выйдем на улицу, нас заберут.
We will be taken in.
Куда заберут?
Where will be taken? A psych ward. Why? Look what you've done.
Пескушку.
But,
Почему?
but,
Потому.
Ну, мам, я его все равно возьму.
But Mom, I'm still gonna take him with me. The Skelly boy. This one's fun. Fox 5.
To open arms, but there's some mixed reaction from students just ahead.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That's how you get rid of the kid. We're not live.
We're not live. Except we are.
Except we were live, and you were on there.
So this guy wins best dad. That's best dad. He gets all the mugs and ties. You know? Like he did the acid drop from the like he's so high. Why is he up that high? Anyway. This one's funny.
Okay. We're gonna attempt to put Ryan in
Jimmy.
pull out couch spread thing. Okay, you ready? Say yes or no. Yes. Okay. Ready? We are closing it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, your feet are perfect. You're perfect.
Uh-oh.
Okay? Ready?
Uh-oh.
Come on, Bryce. It's almost there. Oh my god.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh God. What the fuck?
Break it if we have to.
We got crossed arms. That was crossed arms. We got crossed arm level. Code cross armed.
Okay. So Jimmy says that she's actually had that happen to her and that she's still tortured by it.
Traumatized? Okay.
I need to hear that story at some point. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh, couch potato, nice, Eric. T-Red, good shit.
Do you think Flight of the fucking Valkyries is going to get us copyright?
I don't know.
It's been around for centuries.
I don't care. They're just gonna go fuck some stuff.
You gotta wait for it. No, that was it. I want to get his little face though. Where's his face? Like, like. Anyway, little pupper. That is like. This is the fucking trauma after to the camera, you know. Anyway, these got a little out of order somehow, because that was Pet Zone, but like, look, why is this working? How is this working?
Like, just push it over.
Yeah, I mean, or go around, like. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just have it on the driveway.
I'm sure the parent said stay on the driveway. Don't go on the grass.
Okay, that makes sense. You know?
That's what I'd do.
Oh. What would you do here?
What?
Like, look how much water comes out at the beginning.
Oh.
Like,
what? Oh.
And it's just that kid, like.
Oh, I didn't do that.
Like.
Okay.
It's just a got caught, like, with the bucket and everything. You know? I didn't do nothing.
I only washed it, that's all.
Right? I just washed it for you. That's how you do that, right? So, you like coffee quite a bit. And do you watch the coffee pot when you do it?
Sometimes.
Like, you just watch the coffee brew?
Not
until you get a cup?
Not normally, but once in a while. The higher I am, the more I do that.
Okay. Maybe you should do what this little border collie does.
This is Elsa and her coffee time. Place the pod in there. Warm the old coffee up. And the Welsh Border Collie is ready to make the espresso.
What the? What?
Wait for it.
Welsh Border Collie is ready to make the espresso.
Oh. Oh.
What?
Oh. Oh.
I saw that. I saw that.
Oh my God, coffees. Looks like he doesn't need a cup.
Yeah. Dogs don't normally drink espresso from my experience.
It's probably fine for them, honestly. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. Look at this puppers.
What? What did you? What? You trying to bark? Yeah.
So this dog's deaf, right? Like it just makes that noise. Like that's the bark. Arr, hoo, hoo.
What? What did you? What? You trying to bark?
He's seen other dogs do it, but doesn't know she's supposed to make a noise.
Oh.
That's a good bark.
Oh.
Good bark. Yeah, Gertie, Gertie.
Oh. Popo.
They're cute little puppos. Like, is the fucking
I want
the
that
first
fish.
bit
I want that fish.
is wobble whoop whoop
Slippery.
Like, I'll go
Slippery.
get it. You just, I will wait here until it warms. You know. Oh, that's just funnies. So this is a bit of dad reflexes here.
Did you hear that? No?
Like,
I was hitting the kitty button. Kitty!
Were you?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Shout out to Warren.
like,
oh, Jesus.
These are like,
hey now.
Okay,
Oh
kid's
my
fine.
God.
Like,
oh my God.
That's some reflexes right there. Oh shit. Okay. Like, oh.
Jimmy's story. Oh God. Jimmy's story about the couch is that her sister put her in there for fun, and her mom came in. She threw pillows on top to keep her mom from hearing her scream. Then let her out when her mom left the room, and she couldn't breathe. How nice.
Yep.
What?
Oh, poppers. Did you see it?
I saw him shaking as he's pooping.
Like,
okay, I don't like
yes,
the zoom
but it's
thing.
like,
zoom out. I can't see shit. Is that like a wind? Oh shit, like a hurricane.
Yeah, like it's like storming. Yeah,
it's like pooping in a hurricane out there. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just this little face there, like, oh, like, why am I here? Like, why can't I poop inside like you people? Oh, fuck you.
Fuck you. Fuck you, Snake.
Fuck you. Get out of here, Snake. Get out of here, Snake. I'm telling you, Snake. Fuck you. Tired of your shit.
Oh.
Tired of your shit. It's in my box.
All right, I'm out.
The snake's like, all right, I'm out.
All right, I'm out.
Like, cobras are ridiculous.
Dude, he'd have swallowed that thing whole if you'd have let him.
I know, like, yeah, but like, luckily cats have this power.
Oh, look at him.
Why didn't my button work?
Mine didn't work either.
So, monkey see?
Lick it.
Monkey do.
Whoa. What?
Like,
that's awesome.
Right? Isn't that cute? Like,
that's awesome. Damn.
We got this one's where we need Kitty.
Look.
Oh, goodness.
He's on the side of the road.
Oh, this isn't fair. I know what this is. I think you used this one before.
Oh no, it's a whole. Oh my gosh! I can't take it off.
Kitty,
Oh my gosh.
there's Warren.
Oh my gosh, there's more. We
Like
gotta
25 of them.
I'm not. Oh my gosh. Oh my.
Look at all of them.
Who would do this? Ah, there's more.
Two very busy kitties.
I thought I'd save him one. Hot diggity dog.
I was saving one, now I got 25.
But yeah, I mean, luckily you're only one. It would be a problem, you know, because they do stuff like this.
I'm gonna take out all your ceiling tiles. Oh shit! Oh shit! Ow! That was not a very well built office.
Let's get a cup.
What's those like roof tiles or whatever, right? And he's like, "How did this happen?"
Wasn't me. Wasn't me.
Wasn't me. Yep. All right, we got another one. Monkey see, monkey do.
Just spread out. Wow.
Hey, he spread it about. Yeah.
That's impressive.
Kitty. This is what happens when you play pool in the South.
Oh!
Oh.
Like.
I know that dude.
Oh!
It's Bobby.
Oh shit, man! Little motherfucker beat me. God damn!
He bit me. That possum bit me.
Oh, Lisa Catlett says, looks like a Maine Coon.
Looks like Maine Coon.
Maybe. A raccoon from Maine. That would be my guess.
So,
tire treads. Zoomed in.
Is it?
Why are you so zoomed in on one side?
Because I can't ever remember to turn it off. The zoom is new. Like,
wait, the tire
treads.
is dirt.
Ooh.
The whole wheel is dirt.
Ooh.
Oh shit! That motorcycle is
These
made
are
out
always
of dirt.
these are always trippy. These are like AI. These are done with like AI stuff, right? So it's like that. You know that Google image thing where it like splices together images to form new images.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's essentially like doing that.
Wow.
You know, and it's weird, but these always trip me out. There's some weird ones where people are like using it like transition-y stuff. But
okay.
Anyway.
Maine Coon is apparently a big ass cat breed.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You better not have broken my face, Anthony.
Oh. That's a great yell.
Isn't it? Anthony, is that you? You better not have broke my door.
No, that's not Anthony.
This one's insane, man.
Boy.
Like, all right. So pay attention to the lady in the corner.
I'm watching.
Or man, I don't mean to misgender.
Oh my God.
It's okay. They're okay. They're good. Like, didn't even get touched.
Yeah, because the tree, like the tree and the thing, it was like a wedge. Jeez.
Yep. So my boyfriend to me, why are you taking a picture of some random steps in London? Because it's these steps.
There's two blokes gonna go in, that's what they're gonna go in.
Nice. There you go. Nice.
They love historic monuments. You know?
That's really funny.
So would you do this for $10,000?
No.
Is what it asks. You're like, nope.
It's not real. It's clearly not real.
No, that's real. It's just like GoPro, so it's like fisheye. At that height, it's fisheye.
What?
This is real. You can tell. Look, the pool is aerated, right? So you see how they're like throwing bubbles into it, right? They're either using like a water jet to break up the surface, or like they'll bubble. They'll have bubble generators underneath. You know,
Yipper. Nope.
like
Nope.
make it all airy.
Nope. I'm getting vertigo just looking at this, dude. What in the hell?
And float and
woo!
Perfect.
It's
like
triple
double
Indy.
back gain. Yep. That's not the triple Indy. But anyway, baseball. Do a little bit of sports today.
Okay.
So
shout out to John
commentator.
Boy. We've been enjoying John Boy's commentary. Fucking hilarious.
John Boy's good. This was also real good.
This on your worst enemy. Look at this. Bang! Right there.
Right
Left nut, right nut, center of the shaft. God almost snuck up his asshole, for God's sake. You can't get more square than this. You give this bad boy about 35 seconds to kick in. Run the pain up your belly. We've all been there. And this man's going to be ready to jump off a fucking bridge. Our thoughts and prayers.
Our thoughts and prayers.
God damn, that's great commentary.
Isn't it? So this is ridiculous. This is more like just badass dad shit. All right.
Ring camera.
So ring cameras are the best.
Yeah, except that it's the cops.
So that's Bobby.
Okay.
First off, that's Bobby. Damn it, Bobby.
Damn it, Bobby. There's
that's
a bear.
Not Bobby.
There's a bear
There's
after
another
Bobby.
Bear.
That's what we call two bears, one cave.
I love the mother who's seen this bear, by the way. Like,
and she's run out there.
Ran to it. Right. She ran. I'm gonna run towards the bear. Like that.
No,
running.
She
towards
wasn't running
the bear.
towards the bear. She was running towards the dog. She wanted to scoop up that dog and run him inside.
Running towards it again.
It's me or you with that bear. I'm sorry, man. It's gonna be you.
And then here's the dad.
He scares away the bear. Did the dog come home?
Yeah, the dog made it in right here.
Wait, I didn't see the dog get in the house. Oh, there the dog's
there it
in
goes.
The house.
It's in there right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
The dog learned. Just like dumb male response.
Dude, that thing could have run right through you. The glass doors behind you and torn everything apart behind you without thinking.
Yeah.
Bobby, get your butt inside right now.
Bobby, damn it, Bobby.
More off-color commentary. Yes.
Speaking of which, the Beavis, the new Beavis and Butthead, right? They should make a King of the Hill.
A new King of the Hill,
like cameo on that. Well, no, I'm saying like in the new Beavis, they should have like you know, fucking Hank.
Fucking trail, look at this shit. What's this? Hey, watch out.
All right.
It's slippery.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah, man.
No, yeah, man.
Yeah,
you
man.
know.
Why are you apologizing to me?
I told you, I warned you. You know, it is slippery. Another bicycle. Dude, what does it say? Hold on. Yes, Reddit, I know. Dude sounds like Luigi when he fell. Oh, I remember this one.
Briller, briller, ne veux pas briller, briller, briller,
Okay.
Oh, it's me, Luigi. Someone's not played enough Haunted Mansion in their life. When you aren't aware of your surroundings. Which one's this one? My mother did that to me when I was about 10, but it was in the trunk of the... Oh, this one. Oh, yeah. And...
Ow. Ow. Ow.
And
when
it's
it's
a
locked.
hood, so you gotta like...
Oh, when it's locked.
You gotta unlock it. You gotta unlock it.
And then you gotta unlock it.
Just
and then
hold
you
on,
gotta
we're
unlock.
gonna... And then we gotta... Okay.
And he
Like-
just slammed it down on her fucking fingers too. Oh.
Yeah, that sucks.
Oh.
I just like that pain right there. I think we all know what that...
Oh.
Yeah. So this one's just called Don't Stand Like That. So that this is where you parked.
There's no way.
Oh. Yeah, there's no way it's right.
No, there wasn't.
Ooh.
Oh, the friend just like, you know.
How can I help you?
So,
okay, Lefty here.
All right.
Excuse me.
Keep your eye on the ball.
Okay. Nice shot. At least I thought it was
everyone at home.
I thought it was gonna bounce off and hit him in the nuts.
Yeah, that would be, you know, a normal video on the internet. This one's pretty good.
Oh no.
Did you see what it was?
Oh yeah, I knew what it was.
Like,
Jesus Christ. Yeah, there's your engagement ring.
He's got the ring
There you
on
go.
it. Like,
There you go, honey. Well, first of all, that's a terrible way to propose.
Is it? I don't.
Yeah.
I think it's cute.
Yeah.
Like he set up a thing. He's got
Okay.
he's got her like some kid. Like you got a little stuffed bun.
Are you frozen?
You know?
I think you're.
No, I don't think so.
I think your camera's frozen.
Okay, that's not good.
I hear you, but you're not
I'll figure
moving.
that out, I guess.
Your lips are not moving. I do not see the words that
Okay.
are coming out of your mouth.
Yeah, I feel you.
Emotional damage. Rapper. Yeah, Yipper nails it. Emotional damage. You have a nice smiling face where you're looking very intently at the camera or at the screen, but your eyes do never blink. You look like Joe. So yeah, your screen's moving, but your camera not so much. The smoke's moving, but your face not so much.
Yeah.
Reef turned into a statue using telepathy. That's right, Eric.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I hate this wire nest of cords that I have back here.
Okay.
that like, because what I need to do is this. And plug it back in. I know it lost video because for some reason it did that.
Yes. Let's go back to, hey everybody. Until Reef comes back, I'll just chill out here and then we'll go back to boats and I'll be able to blow everybody's ears out again. Woohoo! Right, if I go into
see if that
boat smashing transition and turn. No. Okay.
Why?
What? I don't know, but his camera's Reef's camera's still broken, everybody. So that's why I'm here talking to you. Hey, okay, he's back, but he's still frozen.
It's yep.
I still see his frozen face.
It's like not.
What?
And
end scene. No.
Your phone. What are you doing now?
Reef is so high, he's in suspended animation, dude. I think we just finish it out frozen, because I can see your browser. I can't see your face, but I can hear you. It's just like everybody. It's just like me. They can see me. They can't hear me. They can hear me. They can't see me.
Yeah.
But now we have two frozen avatars instead of one.
Yeah. Why is this? That's weird.
Yeah. Huh?
And I've like unplugged and that's strange.
All right. Well, we got a few more to go, and then we're pretty much done, right? I think you had only two more.
Yeah. My stuff's still right for you anyway, right?
Yeah, it's fine. Other than the fact that we can't see your face, but and she just smashed it away again. Thank you very much. Okay. We got about 6, 8, 10 more, so okay.
So,
what is going on?
This one's just she's gonna try to jump on his shoulders. Whee!
Oh,
that didn't work.
Did her face go off that table? Ow. That looked like it really hurt.
It did probably really hurt. It's part of a theme. This one has no sound.
Put it in the face.
All right, now you just get on my shoulders. And no. I'm like, he's like, all right, fuck you then. Can't do shit.
And she's just laying there.
Like,
oh my god.
Leaves her there.
Wow.
That's so fucking shitty.
That's cold.
Like, so not as cold as this guy, or whoever told this guy to do this.
For the bags under your eyes. Now, I don't have very big bags under my eyes, but we're going to try out this product today because that's what we do. So my friend suggested you just cut it in half, and then you take the habanero.
Habanero?
Rub on your eyes.
Habanero.
And give it give it a few
Habanero.
I want that on the soundboard.
Habanero. that
habanero.
And then you take the habanero.
Because he doesn't know how to say habanero.
Yes, that's why I was laughing.
And give it give it a few
Eric says that nobody would have noticed if I didn't say anything. You being frozen. Did it fix the bags under his eyes? Is a good question, Eric. I don't know.
I don't know. I wouldn't go trying it.
Nice. Reef is a simulation.
I don't care what it's supposed to do. Jarvis Laundries. You know that guy, right?
Jarvis Landry.
Football guy, I think.
Yes.
Jarvis Landry, that's it. Cupping regimen is a hard no.
Oh, God.
Like, why?
Because it brings... Oh, my! Because it brings the air to the surface. All those cups and all, like...
Circulation, I guess. Yeah, it bruises the skin.
That's nasty.
Like Hellraiser or whatever.
Right?
You know?
But those are literally all glasses like attached to his thing and then suctioned like.
Yep.
That's gross.
Yes, it is. It's so dystopian. Roombas are trying to kill themselves. The dog just like the dog gets me. It's like this
God,
like
that makes a lot of noise. Like, what is that noise? Oh
What is
my!
that? That's weird. Oh, it's the robot.
I love the totem
Like,
pole
I
in the
didn't do
corner too.
nothing. I know, right? That is pretty cool.
Boobs.
But
what about boobs? Craig?
When did we get those?
I don't know. I don't know, but oh boy.
About 8th grade.
What's gonna happen to this dude?
So many things.
I'm wanting to know
Success
how to
and
ski.
happiness.
One thing I didn't know how to do is fly.
Oh no. No no. Oh no no. Oh no no.
Like,
well, I guess technically he
just
flew.
like, yes, right into the fucking ice.
Yep. Wah! Oh. Ouch.
Like,
ouch.
And then the slide of shame.
Oh, Craig said that
you
the
know?
cupping looked like boobs all over his body. I got it.
That makes sense. Shout out YMH Live. There might be one person that gets that reference with that. But
Nice. That guy's got skills. Dude's got skills. He's playing. He's just having fun.
He hit that spin, you know? This was ridiculous, dude. Like,
What's the name of the place?
yeah, what's the name of the place?
Candle Supply.
What?
You just take a left, you know, candle supplies be right here. They're using MapQuest.
I got to. It's down there.
That looks like.
What was that?
Did
It was a
they just
loading
drive
dock
into a
or whatever,
lake?
right? It's like,
Came out. Do you know where the candle?
like, where's it? It's like, look at it. Look at the thing. It's like, look, it's
Oh,
here.
it's
It's
like
like,
a
so a
lake.
truck could like back up. No, it's like for like trucks to be able to like
A loading
back
dock.
up and in
I
here, and then
gotcha.
it's
But
level.
how the
right?
hell how were you able to drive up? Wow. Okay.
The other side,
That's not normal.
I don't know how I got to it. Down there.
Boom.
And then it's just
Oh.
right over.
But it had water in it. But it was covered in water.
Yeah, it's because, yeah, like it's not covered. It's at the bottom. There's like a little bit.
That wasn't a little
like, 'cause
bit.
you can
That
see,
made
like,
a huge
concrete.
splash. What was that?
Yeah, it did. It definitely collected some for sure. This guy should just win the lottery now.
I didn't know Apple Maps was still in use. Nice.
Yep.
Eric T. Red,
Yep, the
Wade
old-
saying you've
old
arrived.
MapQuest.
Nice.
And okay, he's alive.
Holy shit.
Like what was that?
Sinkhole?
I guess, but it seems very specific. Like just for this guy. Like
What?
you know,
It's
like
whoever the
fuck
next
was
person
that?
was.
Like, you know, fucking, was that a hole? Do you do that?
Jesus.
Why'd you break the pavement? You'll like this one.
Babe,
Yeah.
Did you know that a bull fucks 3,000 times a year? Why can't you do that?
Ask the bull if he fucks the same miserable cow every night.
No.
That one there was a violation.
That was a violation.
Yes, that would be a violation. That will definitely get him in trouble.
That's a violation.
I thought it was actually going to be
titled.
I thought it was going to be a Speedy Gonzalez reference, not so much a My Wife's Crazy reference.
Yeah. The same miserable cow. That's terrible.
Damn.
Terrible. This is just titled Why I Don't Use Public Bathrooms.
Oh my God.
Like what? Hey.
I'm gonna burn
Come on,
your
bro,
pants
it's fucking
now.
morning.
I'm gonna burn your pants
fucking
now.
Morning.
It's fucking morning.
Like I could definitely hear that's definitely a cholo A. Hey.
Oh,
come
that's
on,
a hot
wait.
foot. I'm gonna give you a hot foot.
That's a hot foot.
I'm shitting, yo.
Hey. Speaking of what Greg was talking about a minute ago.
Are you okay? Are you okay? I will beat you. I will beat you. I will beat
Leave me alone. Nonsense.
Okay.
Like,
Are you okay?
they're coming to break up the fight.
I will beat you. I will beat you. I will beat
Leave me alone. Nonsense. Leave me alone. 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 Nonsense, wicked man. Nonsense. You will see what I will do.
They're all watching him feeling her up. Like what? Like what?
Leave me alone.
Leave me alone. But
I have so many questions.
I plead the fifth. But anyway, what do you think could go wrong racing in a tunnel?
Everything?
Well, let's find out.
Boobs. That's right, Eric. Boobs. Go Star. What's up? We're all gonna crash. There goes one. There goes two.
He's gone.
Nice.
Like,
I love it.
disappeared that car.
I love it.
Like,
I like
why?
seeing cars wrecked.
So this is a bit of a Tar segment right before she was in Chicago this week at the CPI stuff, the Center for Political Innovation, right?
Shout out to Tara Reid.
With,
everybody go follow.
Caleb Maupin was there, Jesse was there. People should go find those videos and give them a like. But anyway, Tara's a big fan of horses, so we'll start with some of them.
Leo Hurd, welcome on Twitch.
Oh shit. Like, you can't celebrate on a horse like that.
Wait, what? Ready? 1, 2. Oh, that'll startle the horse. No, no. Oh. No, don't do that.
Like,
oh, that's great.
Why is that happening?
Well, because they don't realize. Uh-oh.
Yes. But that same lady, just a couple of years later, not the same lady, but I do wonder what's going on here. You know? Why is this a thing? What is this thing?
That's disgusting. Okay, if that
Do
thing
I
backs
wanna
up,
know?
if that thing backs up, you know where her head's gonna end up, right?
Yeah, sure. But yeah, I feel like it's a cool trick. Like, proud of you, but what did it cost you? You know? Well, I figured since we're at the end of our show, we should celebrate a little. Right?
Okay.
So, you know how we
Happy
end on
45th
things, right?
show. Happy 45th show.
Right? 45th? Oh, I should have saved it for 50, right?
Right.
But yeah, you did it. Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
You fucking broke the other fucking glass. Like,
wait, what? Oh, nice shot.
Fucking this
the cork went right into the other. Nice. Impressive.
Like you can see that cork like right there.
It went right into the glass. It went right into the glass. That was impressive.
Yeah. Like, and the okay, no, it's a wine glass. Why are you using wine glasses for champagne?
Champagne. Fine champagne.
The French champagne. So we got some more bangs.
Shout out Warren.
And yeah. Do you know what that is?
Uh-oh.
Like,
that's a silo, right?
Yeah, but like that little dot, like right there.
Is that like grains or is that a kitty? What is that?
No, it's like a wasp nest.
What? Oh my
God.
God.
Just fired a fucking like firecracker into.
Okay, so now what?
You know.
I would run. Oh my God.
They're fucking out of there. You know.
Jesus.
And it's like all I want, like someone needs to redo that and add like a swarm noise underneath, like right at the end. You know. You know. Like that's what it needs.
All right. Here we go.
Anyway.
Everybody. This is the last one.
Shout out to our friends over in Russia. I'm sure Fee has to deal with these people now. So, you know, she should at least be able to laugh at them.
Гусинские пацаны, я Матвей, пошли.
What the f... But...
Сама мощь, блядь! Наша дурь! Наша супер дурь!
Блядь!
Russia someone doing? Oh! What the fuck is he doing? What is this asshole doing?
Fire.
I still don't understand.
What?
Why would you want to hold that while you're doing it? I don't understand.
It's a little science. Technically, what happened was he put too much in. You know, too much hairspray in there.
Oh.
Like, but yeah. Anyway,
Gasoline
I guess
vapor.
I can go full cam. It'll just be my like frozen thing. I don't know why OBS is tripping on that.
Let it go. Reef is frozen. Oh, dude, I can do all
kinds. Figure it out.
Warren's already screen captured and put it in the chat.
Yeah,
we're gonna make all kinds of funny memes, I'm sure, out of that. But
yeah.
So this was a fun episode. Appreciate everybody hanging out always. So tomorrow we are not doing any live shows. Normally Tara would do a Monday show, but she's just getting back today, and we're not going to do a live show for Tara. Tuesday we're waiting to see what's happening. Wednesday we are going to be doing INN News. So check that out on IndieNews.Network, youtube.com/IndieNews.Network, rockfin.com/INN, and all the other INN channels. Go to IndieNews.Network to get all the channels. No, he doesn't move much. Ha ha ha. I can do all kinds of funny stuff. And let's see, what else? Oh, by the way, I had a great, if you guys missed it, Friday, I had Friends of Indie Left with Alex Rubenstein. He's a writer who used to work for RT. He now is independent, works with the Gray Zone and writes his own Substack. And we had an awesome talk about press freedom, about what he's doing now, about his plans, about starting and writing, and the challenges of being an anti-imperialist, anti-capitalist writer in today's society. So I was fascinated. And it was a lot of fun. I really appreciate his time and spending an hour with me there. Reef is smoking weed, and his camera's back, ladies and gentlemen. He is back.
Well, kind of. I switched it off the OBS virtual one. It's not working in OBS for some reason.
Okay. You know? Well, we can still see him now.
We'll figure it out.
So that was Friday.
Today, Windows update, so everything's new and fun.
Yeah. So yeah, we're over on the Rockfins, we're over on Rumble, we're over on Odyssey, Telegram, t.me/IndieNews.Network is where we are actually streaming this live right now. Again, we've got people watching on Twitch. Love that. Appreciate that right now. We got people over on the YouTubes. We're over on Rockfin. We're over on Rumble. We're everywhere. We'll be back next Sunday night for episode 46. Look for the clips throughout the week. Substack, of course, leftist.today. And go to anchor.fm/independentleftnews, and you'll be able to get the podcast for this show. I've been cutting it up and cutting out the beginning music and cutting off all the boats so that it's just the news stories, and you can listen to this as well and share that out with anyone that doesn't want to actually watch the show. Also, on the Substack, there is a separate tab for podcast, and the Friends of Indie Left podcast is also on our Substack. So if you go there, and you can download the audio Friends of Indie Left podcast and subscribe to it there. And that's, again, available on all your favorite streaming, all your favorite podcast platforms as well.
Right.
So, look at that. We're just at 2 hours. Perfect timing. I'm then gonna sign off and say goodnight and say to keep questioning everyone's motivations and say thank you so much and good night, everybody.
Keep listening to what little birds have to tell you. Good night, fam.
I think I liked it better being blind, when I couldn't read between the lines, and when I couldn't see the cracks in the structure that lay bare before me the whole time. I think I liked it better back when I suspended disbelief and swallowed pride. I thought I knew the difference in the red from the blue, but they both bleed us so dry. They both bleed us so dry. My favorite songs don't hit the same way. I get to the end of a 4-minute track and I'm only looking back thinking, what did they actually say? So I try to